Have you ever wondered how crucial port and service scanning is in the world of cybersecurity? Well, it's time to dive into the depths of this significant aspect. Port and service scanning is like the radar system of a network. It helps to identify potential security vulnerabilities that could be exploited by hackers. Imagine a castle with various doors and windows. Port and service scanning is akin to checking these access points to ensure that they are secure and no unwanted guests can slip through. It provides valuable insights into the network's security posture, highlighting areas of weakness and strength. Moreover, it aids in maintaining robust cybersecurity. By identifying and addressing vulnerabilities, it helps fortify the network against potential attacks. It's like a security guard constantly patrolling and inspecting the network's perimeter. In essence, port and service scanning is an integral part of any successful cybersecurity strategy. It's the unsung hero quietly safeguarding the digital realm from threats and attacks. So, what exactly is port and service scanning? Let's start with the basics. In the realm of computing, a port is essentially a digital doorway. It's an endpoint through which data enters and exits a system. Each of these doors, or ports, is given a unique number, and they serve as the meeting point between your computer and the internet. Now, think of service scanning as a form of digital door-to-door survey. It's a method used to identify what services are running on these ports. These services could be anything from a web server to an email server, all of which are identified by their unique port numbers. For instance, if you're sending an email, your computer might use port 25, designated for Simple Mail Transfer Protocol, or SMTP. When you're browsing the web, your browser might go through port 80, which is typically used for Hypertext Transfer Protocol, or HTTP. So why is this important? Well, every open port on a system is a potential entry point for a cyber attack, and knowing what service is running on an open port can give us a lot of information about the system's security. For instance, an outdated web server running on an open port could be an easy target for hackers. Port and service scanning is a way to take stock of these digital doorways. It's like a security audit, checking which doors are open, who's behind those doors, and how secure those doors are. It's a vital step in securing a system against potential cyber threats. This process is not only used by cybersecurity professionals to shore up defenses, but also by hackers to identify weak points in a system. It's a double-edged sword, if you will. While it helps secure systems, it can also be exploited to breach them. In essence, port and service scanning is about understanding a system's landscape. It's about knowing what doors are open, who is behind those doors, and how secure those doors are. It's a crucial step in understanding a system's vulnerabilities and how to address them. Therefore, port and service scanning is about understanding what doors are open in a system and who is behind those doors. Now, how does one go about port and service scanning? Imagine port and service scanning as a digital detective, meticulously searching for clues. It's a process that starts with a tool, like Nmap, one of the most widely used port and service scanners. Nmap, or Network Mapper, is like a digital magnifying glass, capable of examining every nook and cranny of a network. It's designed to scan large networks, but it can also work perfectly fine with single hosts. Let's dive into the process. The first step is to specify a range of IP addresses for Nmap to scan. These IP addresses are the houses in the neighborhood that our digital detective will investigate. Then, Nmap goes to work, systematically probing each IP address. It sends a request to each one, a bit like knocking on a door to see if anyone's home. If a service responds, it's as if someone has answered the door. This means an open port has been discovered and the service running on that port is identified. Nmap logs all these responses, creating a comprehensive report. This report is a detailed map of the network's open doors and who's behind them. It's crucial information for a cybersecurity professional, as it helps identify potential vulnerabilities. But remember, while Nmap is a powerful tool, it's not a silver bullet. The accuracy of your scan will often depend on the complexity of the network and the stealthiness of the services running on it. Some services might be intentionally hiding using techniques to avoid detection. Also, it's important to note that while port and service scanning is an essential part of cybersecurity, it must be conducted responsibly. Unauthorized scanning can be seen as an aggressive act and may even be illegal in some circumstances. That's how port and service scanning works, a systematic approach to uncovering potential vulnerabilities. So, what have we learned about port and service scanning? We've delved into the importance of port and service scanning, understanding that it is akin to a security guard patrolling a building, looking for any open doors or windows that might be exploited by intruders. It's a fundamental aspect of cybersecurity, allowing us to identify potential vulnerabilities before they can be exploited. We've also explored the process of port and service scanning in depth. It's not just a matter of running a scan and hoping for the best. It requires a keen understanding of the network architecture, the ability to interpret the results accurately, and the expertise to act on those findings in a meaningful way. We've seen how tools like Nmap play a crucial role in this process. Nmap, or Network Mapper, is a free and open source utility that network administrators use to discover hosts and services on a computer network. It sends packets to the target host and then analyzes the responses, giving us a map of the network's ports and services. Remember that port and service scanning is not just about finding open doors. It's also about understanding who is behind those doors. Are they friends, foes, or something in between? This process helps us answer that question, providing us with a more comprehensive understanding of the network environment. But perhaps the most crucial takeaway is this: port and service scanning is not a one-time task. It's an ongoing process, a continuous cycle of scanning, analyzing, and securing. As new services are added and old ones are removed, as ports open and close, the network landscape changes. And so, our scanning efforts must evolve with it. In the ever-changing world of cybersecurity, knowledge is power. The more we understand about our network, the better equipped we are to protect it. And that, dear friends, is the true value of port and service scanning. Remember, port and service scanning is a vital tool in your cybersecurity arsenal. It's not just about finding open doors, but about understanding who is behind them.